I was once hiking in the middle of nowhere in the mountains of northern Thailand, and I met a young Buddhist monk who said, "I've never met a Christian before. Tell me, is it true that Christians can do whatever they want and God forgives them?" He knew nothing about our faith except that God forgives. And his question was, if that's true, on what basis do Christians consider moral issues? It's a good question. The early church in Corinth had some moral issues. They were taking cues from their local culture and incorporating some popular sexual moralities into their church, and doing so on the basis of their freedom in God. Who's to say actually what's right and wrong? They were asking. Who does it really hurt anyway? They were asking. And in this, their church and their culture was a lot like ours. Actually, when Paul writes about sin and morality in his letters, he rarely addresses it in terms of being forgiven or not forgiven. Instead, he writes about it in terms of honoring who you are and what Jesus has done. He didn't say, don't sin because God will get you. Instead, he kind of said, don't sin because you have a different purpose in life. Sin is bad because it destroys sacredness. It destroys our capacity to make free choices to live differently. Sin is addictive and dominating to those who partake in it, all the more so in those that celebrate it as a right. So he taught his churches to never judge sin out in the world, but to be rather ruthless about morality inside the church, so that the church could show what living differently looked like and the freedom and power it brought. I think a good question for us is, are we behaving like free vessels of Christ, or are we behaving like slaves to the world? And if we're confused about it, do we even know what freedom from sin would look like, or how to go about getting it?